right at the end. 3, 5, 6, 1. 3, 5, 6, 1. 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1. It took me a little while to figure out how to get this thing working, but I think I got it now. First, let's pick up some arsenic. 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1. I also happen to know for a fact that these are numbered this way, 1, 2, and 3 over here in the corner. So what you got to do is you got to press the button for the chute you want. Chute number 3, hit the lever. 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1. Nobody say any numbers. Release! Throw the switch back. It resets to the original position. Honestly, like just figuring out how to work this damn machine, like that was probably like once I kind of figured out what the puzzle was about, like I figured that out logically. Like that was one of those things that came to me as I was falling asleep after I'd played this and gotten nowhere. I was like, oh, you got to like pick up the arsenic and put it in the chutes. Once I had that part, that it was kind of easy. But then like figuring out how to use this damn machine, terrible. 3, 5, 6, 1. 3, 5, 6, 1. Three, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1. Your precious armory, gratefully accepted. 3, 5, 6, 1. What have I not done? Did I, oh wait, maybe I didn't refill, yeah, maybe I need to refill the bucket. I almost lost my mind for a second. 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, go! Can we see the projector from up here? Yeah, it's down there on the floor. Release! Projector, still not done. Must mean there's something else to do here. Let's run back downstairs. And this is the way the game is. Like the game is like this a lot. Like you'll get to this point and you'll think, "Oh, I got it. No, I don't got it." And you're like, "Well, what's going on? Like what could be missing?" Now we know that this chalkboard has been instrumental in figuring this puzzle out. So what's going on? Randy Marshbeer. What's going on? So if we look at this chalkboard, we see that there's something missing. There's a blank spot where there's a weight that could be entered. If we click on it, we see that a cursor comes up. We can type stuff in there. So maybe that is what we need to do to finish this puzzle off. So let's see. Let's check the chute. Let's check how much weight we've got on chute number 5. Looks like we've got. Looks like it's right on the line. Looks like it's 75 kilos. Let's try 75.
The lines on our faces may have changed, but our love
What do you know?
was the day we met.
So that is the nature. That's the nature of the puzzles in Ether 1. Multiple parts needed to complete it, and it's a. Sometimes like you do the thing that you think is going to work and it works, and it's like, oh, that's brilliant. That did exactly what I thought. And then sometimes there's more work involved, like the coffee mug, like poisoning the coffee mug with the arsenic, or not only having to get all this apparatus in the mine working again, but also filling out the name on the chalkboard, filling out the correct weight after you've got the apparatus working. That's the nature of Ether 1. It's a game where again, there's not a lot of hand-holding. And, like earlier I was complaining about that. But while I do find it annoying, at the same time, I got to tell you that it also is very, very rewarding. When you figure that thing out for the first time, when you finally, when you walk away from the computer in disgust, throw your hands up, and then come back later and figure out, like, oh no, I know what I need to do. I need to do this. It's very rewarding then. It's very, very rewarding. As you can see, we now have the miner's dry and the ore tramming lights illuminated. It's a little hard to see there. Let me back up actually. it's a little bit more obvious there that that those lights are illuminated. So that's cool. Let's move on, and let's get a little bit more done. If we come over here, we have not gone up these stairs yet, so let's do that. All right, Sheldon says, but if you could skip all the puzzles, what will make you come back for the puzzles? I don't know about you, but for me, the answer is ego. I cannot stand to feel beaten by something. So ego is what pulls me back for the puzzles. I want the accomplishment of knowing I bested the challenge the game put before me. But I'm a glutton for punishment.
Did I tell you about an old colleague who once worked on a series of classified experiments? They deprived subjects of sleep in an isolated room for 3 days, before instructing them to carry out a harmful act on another subject. Desperate for the sleep they were promised, they would instinctively carry out any command ordered by a lab coat, regardless of how immoral the action was. Funding was cut due to controversy, but still, don't you just think the human mind is fascinating?
That story that that she just told, Phyllis, not Philippa, Phyllis, the story that Phyllis just told about an experiment where people were put in a room and deprived of sleep for 3 days and then told to do something mean to other people. That's called college. All right, and just think, just let that sink in for a second. All right, now I notice up here we have another one of these. Stone murals, which means we can restore something. Which also means we take a trip back to the Smooth Jazz Lounge, where the real world isn't a factor. The real world's outside. In here, it's a whole different world. It's a whole different latitude, a whole different orbit. It's a place where grandfather clock pendulums tick in time to a smooth jazz beat. A place where tea is served in a kettle that's hot, and the pipe rings flow all day long. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Honestly, as I look around this room, this Shay's Lounge here is about the only thing that you could have some fun in. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, it's me. How you doing?
I'm sorry, who is this?
It's me, Jim.
Sorry. I didn't recognize your voice for a moment there.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Anyway, how are you?
Good, actually. I've been painting again. Quite well, actually,
That's great news. How's your new home? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
I'm sorry. I have to go.
Now, that conversation right there is... I have never dealt with dementia personally, but my parents did. An extended member of their family had dementia and started to lose memory of people's names, faces, and things like that. And I have to imagine that conversation is probably something that that would really hit home for any person that's ever dealt with dementia in friends or family. And talking with the person and them kind of forgetting who you are halfway through the conversation, I have to imagine that is that hits home. That's probably very, very chilling. All right, so this is one of these combination wheels like we've seen in a lot of the 4 combo locks in the game, but you'll notice that this one is red on gold instead of gold on gold. And if we take this back to the case, you might notice that we have a red on gold wheel in this this giant safe. It looks like this thing's going to take a 6-digit code to unlock. I haven't got this thing open yet, but I'm eager to find out. I also think I picked up another. I think I got another one of those red combo locks from somewhere else in the game. I think I caught it before this one, which means I might have missed one actually. Might have to go back for that. All right, we've got one of these typewriters here, and we're going to load the paper in the typewriter. And that comes up with one of these memory journals. I received some terrible news today, a death in the family. Everybody's come to visit, but they're all crying so much I can't understand what they're saying. I feel a stream of tears dripping from my cheeks and landing softly on the back of my hands. I must have been crying too. Based on the conversation that we just heard back in the Smooth Lounge, I think that the unknown person that Jim is talking to might be Thomas, who I believe is the author of some of these notes, who is doing painting therapy and things like that. It could be that that's the character that we're hearing from. Attention all workers, the Overflow River footbridge is currently out of order due to severe rust. Area of the center will be out of bounds until further repairs are made. All right, so we're coming right along here, but we do have a little bit more to do. Cannon Go Boom needs a whiskey. You're not kidding, my man. You were not kidding at all. So here we got this handle that currently doesn't work. I noticed that that light is all in red. And it looks like we can control the speed of something here. And then we come down here and we've got got a little stuck on the edge of the stairs there. We got this switch that seems to do nothing. And then what do we got the sign here? We got the sign that says set grinder to 5 revolutions per hour for optimal export quality. And of course, if you've been watching this stream for a while, you know by now that anytime you see a sign like that, that is an indicator that something needs to happen. That's an instruction to the player. So, what have we got going on here? We've got some cremation machines, got some burners, got some pipes with some valves that don't appear to do anything, and we've got a projector, which must mean there's a mystery afoot, kids. So we're gonna hop in the van with the dog and the stoner and the ascot, and we're gonna go see what we can do about all this. All right, so first up, let's see. We got a door here that's locked. We got a 4 combo lock, and we got a name, Marie P. And if we go back to the case, I'm almost positive we got a Marie P on this locker code list here. Marie P 2218. Let's see if 2218 opens this door.
I think the rest of the
Hey, what do you know?
won't make this all go away.
What do you know? So, what do we got here? Warning, no naked flames. Isopropyl ethyl thionocarbamate. Thionocarbamate. That is a mouthful. Caution, highly flammable liquid. Sounds like fun. Oh, there are things I can tell you about that the statute of limitations still hasn't run out on. Good times, good times. God, I miss high school. Not really. All right, pressure control terminal for the arsenic house. I'm almost positive that we've got a diagram somewhere that can help us with that. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Arsenic house. 100, 100, 300, 200, 200. 11322. 11322. 11322. Valve.
It's not going to get
Hey, there we go.
This isn't going to get any easier for anyone.
All right, so we got that going, and what has that done us? What has that
It
done
says
for
here
us?
that arsenic was a very useful byproduct of the tin refining process.
I see that this wheel is now turning.
In many medicines and foods. The miners ground and burned out any unwanted
I also
material
noticed that we
and
have
then exported it
some ability to manipulate this switch now. We can increase the speed. I see that this grinder is turning here.
Spent on our retirement, or living comfortably.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. This was one of the trickiest things for me. It took me the longest time to figure this stupid thing out. And I was like, I knew, like, based on the science, like, oh, set the grinder to 5 revolutions per hour for optimal export quality. And I'm like, okay, so it's got to be 5 revolutions per hour. And so I'm sitting over here looking at this thing, like this right here. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, how the hell can I tell what's 5 revolutions per hour? And so I'm sitting there like, okay, so what I'll do is I'll time it. I'll time how fast it goes around in 60 seconds. And then I'll multiply that times 60, and then that'll give me, an indicate like a rough. That'll give me a rough idea of how fast it'll go, like in 1 hour, and then I'll divide by 600, like, and I'm sitting there like working through all that, trying to figure out, like, what's the game want me to do? How am I supposed to figure out how long an hour is? And then one day I looked up and looked through this window, and I'm like, huh, looks like there's a